Ryan and Lisa. Mornings on CFAX 1070.
Well, one of the aspects of Canada Day we're going to talk about right now is the idea that this is the day that a lot of new Canadians join the country and take their citizenship oath. Somebody deeply involved in that is joining me in the studio right now. I'd like to welcome Gerald Pash. He's a retired citizen judge, also broadcaster, lieutenant commander for HMCS Esquimalt. He's a lot of things, and he's in the studio right now. Gerald Pash, welcome. How you doing?
Thank you, and good morning.
Great to see you here. So first off, let's just talk about you and your involvement in all this. Place yourself in this story.
Well, I was a citizenship judge for 6 years from 2012 to 2018. And one of the things that citizenship judges do is community outreach. And an aspect of that is citizenship reaffirmation, where the general public does the citizenship oath. And I've been carrying on that since my term ended. And I have done affirmation ceremonies in a number of locations. This Canada Day period, of course, I'll be doing it in advance of the Harbour Cats game tonight, just before singing the national anthem at 6 o'clock or so. And tomorrow on Canada Day, out at Fort Rod Hill at noon in advance of the 21-gun salute, and at the City of Victoria ceremony at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll have the whole crowd do the citizenship oath.
So the whole crowd will do it?
Yes.
At the game?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So, and talk about the significance of this oath.
Well, one of the things is people don't realize that up until 1947, the notion of being Canadian was actually only a geographic adjective. The inspiration for Canadian citizenship came to near the end of the Second World War. Paul Martin Sr. visited the battlefield cemetery at Dieppe in France. 700 of those buried there wore Canada on their shoulder, but the wooden crosses identified them as British subject, as put there by the German defenders at Dieppe. Mr. Martin realized that many were immigrants to Canada, or the children of those who immigrated to Canada at the turn of the 20th century. He was determined that while they came from many different nations and they held different beliefs, no matter what their national origin, they should be recognized as Canadian. And Canada was the first country in the Commonwealth to establish through legislation a unique Canadian citizenship status separate from Britain.
I never knew that. That's really interesting. Gerald, how many people have you made Canadians?
Oh, tens of thousands. Over 6 years, I would have done hundreds of citizenship ceremonies. Also would have not approved probably 5,000 or 6,000 along the way who didn't meet the 6 requirements to become a Canadian citizen.
What are some of the requirements?
Well, you must be a permanent resident. Now you must have been in Canada physically present for 1,095 days in the 5 years immediately preceding your application. If you're up to 54 years of age, you must show basic capability in English or French and not have an active criminal record.
Well, you've got an example. Actually, it's not an example. It is the oath here with you. Is it possible that we could kind of go through this and give everybody an example of what this sounds like?
Certainly, but first, but it's important that people realize that the citizenship oath is not a one-way pledge. Because the King in the coronation oath promises that Canada is to be governed in accordance with Canadian law and custom. It's thereby guaranteed that the Canadian Crown, at the apex of our government, protects our rights and freedoms. And the Canadian Crown in right of Canada does not depend upon the personality of the sovereign. We're swearing allegiance to Canada through the personage that represents all of what Canada aspires to be and can be. But yes, we can do that. How about raising your right hand, Lisa and Ryan?
Okay, so that's the first thing we got to do. Raise right hand. Okay,
yep.
Raised.
And right after me.
We have to do this with you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready.
I affirm.
I affirm
that I will be faithful.
That I will be faithful.
And bear true allegiance.
And bear true allegiance.
To His Majesty.
To His Majesty.
King Charles III.
King Charles III.
King of Canada.
King of Canada.
His heirs and successors.
His heirs and successors.
And that I will faithfully observe the laws of Canada.
And that I will faithfully observe the laws of Canada.
including the Constitution,
including the Constitution,
which recognizes and affirms
which recognizes and affirms
the Aboriginal and treaty rights
the Aboriginal and treaty rights
the Aboriginal treaty rights, yes,
of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples,
of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples,
and fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen.
and fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen.
And that last part there is actually a revision to the citizenship oath, because 5 years ago it was revised in accordance with the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to include that reference to First Nations. And actually the oath recognizes that Canada is not perfect. We do many things right. There are wrongs to be made right. Indigenous people were not considered citizens until 1956, and most could not vote until 1960, which are basic rights of citizenship.
Why do I feel like I just got married?
Well, in a way, when people become Canadian citizens in an official capacity, it is a kind of a marriage to the country. And with that, there is a citizenship affirmation certificate, which I have for each of you, Lisa and Ryan.
We got presents.
And Morgana, your
So nice.
assistant out here. This certificate is presented to those Canadians who, having reflected on the values, rights, and responsibilities of Canadian citizenship, have demonstrated their commitment to Canada by reaffirming their citizenship. And there they are.
Fantastic.
Now, okay, one other thing I'd like to point out, though, that really, what does Canada ask of us in return? What does Canada ask of us? Canada only asks that we obey the law, which we've just promised to do, that we vote in elections, that many people actually throw away that right. We accept jury duty if summoned, take responsibility for ourselves and our family, contribute as we're able to improve our neighbors and protect the environment. And that's all that Canada asks of us. When we give of our time and resources, we create a better country, and everybody has something to give.
It's Gerald Pash.
Wow.
There we go, doing the oath right here on the radio.
So
and
good.
A bunch of folks at the Harbour Cats game will be doing that as well. Tonight, you said?
Yes, right?
That's tonight.
I've got goosebumps.
That's amazing.
It's
Thank
good.
you. Look, I got this.
You're
I got
official,
this.
Ryan.
I'm
Dutifully
official now.
inscribed on the back.
We thought you were sketchy, but no, you are a true Canadian.
Look at that. Well, thank you so much for coming into the studio, and good luck tonight.
Okay, thank you kindly.